Linda Barcz from the Barcz Company taking your calls at 270-9933. Are those lilies?
Don't they look fake? Yeah, those are little calla lilies. Beautiful yellow. And we've got them available in purple and white. Lots of different bulbs available that you can pick up now. Probably a little early to start the dahlias, but you can certainly do begonias and elephant ears. And callas are sort of slow also. And then this plant is a type of hellebore, one with the real pretty, almost looks like a dogwood flower, but
unusual color.
It's a perennial. It's also called Lenten rose.
Okay.
So I'm just beginning to see some flowers start to poke through, and I've had them in the past blooming with snow around them. That's why they're called Lenten rose.
Right. Well, it's Lent, right?
Yes, it is.
Let's get to the calls. We'll start with Carol in Prairie du Sac. Hi, Carol.
Hello.
Hi, what's your question?
I just located some iris rhizomes in my basement that I purchased in October or November.
Okay.
The bulbs are still firm, but I was wondering, should I try to plant them and put them under grow lights, or just leave them like they are and plant them as soon as the ground is thawed?
Okay, if you can keep them cool and dry, I think that I would prefer just have you start them in the ground in the spring. It may, if you would actually put them under grow lights, you probably could treat them like some of these tender perennials also, but I think that we're getting close enough that I would wait till conditions are right and just put them right in the ground.
Okay, let's go to Debbie in Stoughton. Hi, Debbie. Debbie, you there? She's not there.
Hello, I am here.
Okay, go ahead.
I'm wondering about clematis. Do I cut it down all the way? I've seen other people, they don't cut it back, and I've seen people cut it back. What do you recommend?
Do you know, what color flower does your clematis
I have two of them are Nelly Mosers, and two of them are, actually three of them are dark purple, and then another a light purple. I don't know the names of the other two.
Okay. If that dark purple one, if it's a smaller purple flower, the trick with clematis is there are 3 different kinds, and depending upon when they bloom, some of them you can cut back and have them regrow and not have any problem at all. I don't know about Nelly Moser, but what I would check is to see, go online and see what classification she falls in, because I know that the purple one, most likely doesn't have any problem. There's probably a Jackmanii, and that is real responsive to pruning it back. Or you can just wait till you start to see some growth and then prune everything off that is not starting to grow, because clematis are variable. Some you can't cut down to the ground. They won't flower for you that whole season.
Depends on which kind it is. All right, Lucille in Camp Douglas. Hi, Lucille.
Yes.
Hi, which question?
Yes.
Go ahead.
Go ahead.
Yes, I have a question for my hibiscus. I had a flower that it was just so much, and it was so beautiful in the summertime, and I brought it in the house in the wintertime, and now it's nothing. I can't get it to bloom or anything.
It's all right.
I wonder if I'll be able to get it to bloom. It was so beautiful.
Typically what happens
No
is...
leaves or anything.
Oh, no leaves at all. Well, I would like to hear that there's still some leaves on there, but as long as you scratch the wood and see if it's still green. Because usually people bring them inside, some people cut them back. If they're still blooming in the fall, they let them be. But I would wait until things are warm enough and then move it outside. And like I said, don't water it very much if you don't have leaves on it right now. But if you scratch the wood and it's still green, you still have a chance that it will...
It'll be good outside
yes.
Once it warms up.
They love it in the summer and they'll bloom.
Berdella in Cross Plains. Hi, what's your question?
Yes, hi.
Hi.
I have an elephant ear plant, and it seems like the leaves just keep dying off on it all the time.
Okay, do you try to keep it as a house plant through the winter?
Yes, I have it in the house right now in the south window.
Okay, well, I've had better luck by actually letting it go dormant and putting it in a cool, I don't water it during the winter, and I just put it in a cool room, and then I have just recently brought them back into a warmer area and have started to watering them because they take a long time to redevelop. If you tried to overwinter it as a houseplant and leaves keep dying back, as long as you keep it alive, when you have better conditions and you can move it outside, I would suggest planting it in the ground so you rebuild that bulb, because you probably sapped a lot of energy by having it grow inside.
All right, Kathy in DeForest, hi, what's your question? Kathy, go ahead. Kathy is not there. She has a peace lily that she repotted and keeps blooming, I guess.
There you go.
Yeah, there you go.
Mark is the master of
They bloom all the time. It's amazing.
Yes, you get to bloom all the time, and so I think sunlight is one of the things. And you say that you typically water it enough so it doesn't wilt.
Right.
Because I think that's one of the problems is if you have a plant, it will respond because it bounces back. But if you're constantly having it wilt, it just taps the energy too much.
Okay, we're out of time. If you're on the line, stay there. Linda will take your call off there. We'll see you next week.